The tradition of associating gemstones with months has persisted for a while now. While the entire idea may come across as a marketing ploy, there's actually a really interesting history behind it dating back to biblical times. There's two mentions of gemstones in groups of 12 in the Bible, one in the Old Testament, in the book of Exodus, and one in the New Testament in the book of Revelation. However, these two groups of gemstones weren't the same. Different versions of the Bible listed these gemstones under different names, so there isn't really a clear agreement of what exactly they were, possibly due to the evolution of language. So there's just speculations of what they could have been based on their properties, history, and locations. We aren't at the birthstones part yet though. It was this historian, Josephus, that linked the gemstones to birth months. In a book, he said, "And for the 12 stones, whether we understand by them the months, or the 12 signs of what the Greeks call the zodiac, we shall not be mistaken in their meaning." Saint Jerome gave him credit for making way for the tradition. However, beforehand, the idea for these gemstones was actually different. One was to obtain all 12 stones and wear one per month because it was believed that the gemstone was most powerful during the period it represents. The tradition we know of now was thought to begin in Poland in the 18th century. In contemporary times, the tradition has mainly been kept alive for jewelry companies to market gemstones. In 1870, Tiffany & Co. published a poem describing the 12 months and their corresponding birthstones. There is no knowledge at the basis of selection for the gemstones, and weren't a full match to the biblical record. The first 12 birthstones were garnet, amethyst, bloodstone, diamond, emerald, agate, ruby, sardonyx, sapphire, opal, topaz, and turquoise. The list was formalized by an association of jewelers and underwent different iterations over the years. Replacements were made and multiple ones per month were added. Though these decisions don't exactly have clear reasonings, it is very possible that these changes were made from an industrial perspective. For example, having multiple birthstones at different price points makes it cater to more people. There are also many versions of this list depending on location. Gemstones are no stranger to human appreciation. Why that's the case points to a question of why we find things beautiful, but it might be linked to our evolution. Evidence suggests that our brains like shiny objects because they resemble the sheen of a water source. Rich beliefs have always surrounded them throughout history. Amethysts were thought to cure drunkenness, moonstones were believed to be auspicious, and aquamarines were carried for safety while seafaring. Of course, birthstones are nothing more than a suggestion, but it's a nice reminder of a history of traditions that persists until now.